Got the big C3 piece for the B-Day.
Yeah. I'm not the one, I'm not the two, you know it's C3. Shout out Benny the Jeweler, man.
That's another 100,000 my brother just dropped.
Look, I ain't even really gonna do too much right now. I'm gonna just start by saying we 7 figures in.
Another 3 kilo chain sold to my brother. 3,004 grams. 14 karat gold. Big red star.
Biggest Cuban in the Bronx.
That's the 3rd Richard Mille sold to the champ.
Another Richie to the collection.
I've got the new VVS Taraji piece here with a baguette necklace, white gold. Taraji, what we doing?
Excited we get blinged out by Benny. What you think?
London, what we doing?
Hey, stop, man. Drip that.
Fuck
Benny,
you
give me
talking
right here to everything,
Benny.
Benny.
Show your face. Show your face, please. With sugar on top.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers, so if you like this video, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. Now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, in New York, you have many ways to hustle, whether it's legally or illegally. In a place where most describe as one big melting pot, you have a mix of very different people. But one thing everyone has in common is that everyone is trying to make it. With high taxes, high rent, high expectations, most fall short to their struggles and are met with back-to-the-wall decision-making, which leads to desperate measures taking place. All of this leads to citizens coming up with all sorts of schemes to make ends meet, whether it's scamming, drug dealing, or in today's case, armed robbery. A high-profile New York jeweler who's been around since the early 2000s, supplying almost any and everybody with jewelry from rappers, athletes, actors, street hustlers, you name it. He found himself falling victim, as many do, to the hands of the street when he was robbed for $1 million in jewelry at his store located in New York at the Diamond District. Although there is no motive behind why the robbery took place, from one quick glance of the jeweler's Instagram will automatically raise a red flag, as history has told us that flexing on Instagram usually all have the same end results. From posts with some of your favorite rappers such as Kanye and Diddy, to trips to London and Dubai, to Rolls Royce Cullinans and private jets, and plenty of jewelry ranging all from diamond chains to Richard Mille watches valuing over almost $500,000. All of this may play a role in today's situation because flexing like that in the heart of the jungle, although it's full of bright lights and big buildings, will never end well. We're going to get into what led up to Benny the Jeweler falling victim to the streets, but in the meantime, make sure you subscribe if you aren't to the channel and hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm to spread awareness in hopes of preventing others of suffering the same fate. Now let's begin. 33-year-old Benny Nesanoff, aka Benny the Jeweler, was born on March 30th, 1990 in Briarwood, New York, located in Queens. His parents, who are originally from Uzbekistan and Israel, immigrated to the US back in 1988. Benny's family wasn't rich, but they wasn't poor neither, putting him in the middle class range as his father worked as a jeweler himself while Benny was growing up. Benny's highest level of education was high school, as he attended Forest Hill High School in Queens, but that didn't stop him from becoming very successful in the jewelry industry. Dropping out of high school, Benny quickly developed his own jewelry shop shortly after, as he would set up shop in the legendary Coliseum Mall. His most notable piece and rise to fame came after he would deliver a diamond-studded chain to Brooklyn rapper Casanova back in 2015, designing any and everything varying from pendants, chains, watches, earrings, bracelets, rings, and being able to get his hands on high-end watches where other jewelers couldn't, such as rare Richard Mille watches that are worth over $500,000. Now, as Benny's fame grew, he would be seen around celebrities such as Nicki Minaj, Young Miami, P. Diddy and his family, Bobby Shmurda, DeVito, French Montana, Lil TJ, Mary J. Blige, Pop Smoke, rest in peace, Tory Lanez, Jake Paul, Devin Haney, and just many, many more. As business will pick up for Benny, he will open up another location in the Diamond District in 2016 on 47th Street. Benny is a father of 2 children as he got married back in 2017 to a woman by the name of Frida. Seems like Benny has been living the American dream, and not too bad for a kid who dropped out of high school and was a child to 2 immigrant parents. However, with much success, always come turmoil at some point in time, and usually it's all about how you deal with the adversity. In this case, Benny was a victim of armed robbery on an early Thursday morning, as many are feeling he was set up by someone he was close to. With Benny dealing with a wide variety of people, it's no telling who was brazen enough to pull it off, but many are sure he was set up due to how everything took place on December 7th, 2023. Reports say that Benny was in his pop-up store around 1:30 in the morning dealing with a client when 2 armed men would enter the store. As they entered, they pointed a firearm at Benny, threatening to shoot, and would take a single chain from a display case that valued at $1 million. As they ran out, sources say they would retreat to a black Mercedes sedan and was seen heading west as they would flee the scene. There's no suspects at the time, but police are still investigating. Now, I don't know how true this is, but another article will point out that the robbers didn't even show real weapons. However, they made gun gestures as if they had a firearm on their persons, and that's how they was able to retrieve the necklace. Now, I'm not sure how true that is, but that's part of the article that's out there. It's a bunch of articles they got out there. However, the most interesting part of this whole situation is the details we will learn, which will have everyone suspecting a possible setup. Another jeweler in the area by the name of Leo told news reporters that he heard from other people that a customer called Benny in the middle of the night to buy jewelry, and he opened the store just for them. Leo will also speak out as he would say, quote, "I'm assuming maybe when the customer came in that they set him up. Who really wants to shop at 1 o'clock in the morning unless they work at Grand Central all day and they have to go in the middle of the night?" Now, he does have a point. Leo will also state that he believes, just like we stated earlier, that his Instagram is what made him an easy target for robbers. And that pretty much goes without saying. But let's focus on the person who called Benny. Now, although it's rare, it's not unheard of for a client to call their jeweler and want to see jewelry at all times of the day, especially with Benny having high-profile celebrity clientele. With their busy schedules and in and out of the city on flights, it would make sense to urgently want to buy jewelry before you depart to another city. However, to buy jewelry at 1:30 in the morning in a public place wouldn't be the smartest idea for a jeweler who has something as valuable as $1 million in a single chain on display. Clearly, whoever called Benny had to be someone Benny trusted or someone he felt was more than capable of buying jewelry, which is why he even agreed to open up at that time. So the real question is, who was the person that set Benny up? In fact, who was the person that called Benny? Because right now, that's who's looking like the #1 suspect. Now, I'm not sure if the person he was attending to in the store before he got robbed was the person that called, but even if it was, it's still a possibility that he was a part of the setup. Coming from the streets, you will learn the different tactics and strategies that these robbers would do. People stage these type of robberies all the time, where they tell their friends to come in and rob the place and then they act like they don't know what's going on. Some even go as far as telling the robbers to hit them to make it look more real or be more rough with them, so it could just play along with the narrative. That's how it goes. Gotta be more careful with who you trust. Now, I don't believe in coincidences, but for the ones that do, it's a strange coincidence that Benny gets a call to open up his shop that late, and as soon as he does, he's robbed. And it seems as if the suspects knew exactly what they came for because they didn't bother grabbing anything else or tearing the place up trying to look for anything else. They didn't come for money, they didn't come for his jewelry, they didn't come for any jewelry that's in the back. They came for one necklace and one necklace only. Now you gotta think about it this way. They came in, they took the chain, in which they must have knew the value of it, because I don't think that an unaware person will waste their time and jeopardize their freedom to pull off an armed robbery in the city for just one piece of jewelry unless you know its value. Now, some people are questioning Benny's greed, saying could Benny have simply told the person that they have to wait until tomorrow instead of being quote unquote greedy to take that purchase at that time? Or was it just Benny's good customer service and dedication to his clients that got him in this position? Whatever it is, I'm sure he'll know better in the future and he learned a valuable lesson. I've also seen people talk about, insurance fraud and maybe he's doing that to get money for the chain. Who knows? It's all type of possibilities, but as of right now, we know that he's been robbed. It seemed like it was a setup. And the most important thing is that Benny is okay. It is kind of weird though he didn't give chase. I'm also wondering why he didn't have security. Having something as valuable as $1 million in jewelry in a single chain, you would think he has security. Or not only that, if you go into your diamond jewelry store at 1 a.m., 1 in the morning, you don't think to have somebody with you, you don't think to have security. But then again, this all goes back that he must have trusted whoever he was opening the shop for. Now, I don't know if some salty business happened between the two, or maybe the person wanted to get back at him for, who knows? We don't know yet. There's no motive. There's no nothing. They still got to figure out the investigation. And then by that time, we'll update you guys on what's going on. That's pretty much it. The lesson we can learn in this is just watch who you trust. You can't trust everybody, even the ones you think you can. Simple. Now, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. I'm out.